Well, g'day everybody, I'm Peter Ferguson. I live in Melbourne, as most of you know. It's winter, so imagine what it's like outside. It's pouring rain, it's about 3 or 4 degrees. There's no way in hell I'm going fishing today. It's my day off, so what have I done? Got myself out in the al fresco, got the heater cranked up in the background, got the TV going with some good shows on there, and I'm gonna sharpen my knives. As they always say, a sharp knife is a safe knife. And when you get back to the ramp after having a great day's fishing, you caught a great catch a fish for the day, you certainly want to make sure those knives have got a good edge. Now, I'm by far an expert from sharpening knives, but something I taught myself during the lockdowns that Melbourne had in COVID was how to sharpen a knife. I'm going to give you a quick run through, guys, of what I do. This is my knife collection. I've got about 6 or 7 really good quality knives there and a good quality steel. And I'm going to show you how I sharpen these knives, guys. So stay tuned. Hopefully this clip helps you guys put a better edge on your knife and be safe. Well, guys, just a quick run through on the equipment I use. Firstly, I've got a good quality stone here. That is a wet stone. It is a 1000 and a 6000 grit. The 1000 will put the edge on the knife. The 6000 will polish it up. That's going to be soaking in some water. I've got some water here with a little bit of detergent in it, just to keep it nice and lubricated. So that can soak in the water for a while. The other things that are important, obviously, is a good quality diamond stone. But I don't use that so much these days. This is a really great product I picked up a while ago. It's made by FDIC. They call it a quick steel. You'll see a lot of professionals use that, where literally at the end, you can just run your knife through it like that, and that'll fix up the edges on your knife, take off any burrs, and just get it back to being a razor sharp. So there's a couple of main things that I'll be using today. Another thing too I do use from time to time, if you've got a knife that's got no edge on it or it's really damaged and you've really got to get aggressive and get an edge back on that, you can either use a bench grinder or a belt sander. I haven't got either of those two things, but I got this. It's called a power file, a little Ryobi power file. That is just basically a spinning belt. I can put that down on the bench and that'll allow me to put an edge on a knife fairly quickly with that blade running. So that or a bench grinder or a belt sander will allow you to put an edge on a knife fairly quickly. Won't be a perfect edge, but it'll get you back to a good point to start with to then be able to work it on the stone. The other thing that I've got here is a couple of 20-cent pieces. A lot of people ask, what is the right edge to put on a knife? Now, once again, I'm no expert, but one thing I picked up from watching a lot of YouTube clips is that a 20-cent piece is about the right thickness to guide your blade until you get muscle memory in your arm. Once you've done a few knives, you will get what we call muscle memory, where your hand will just go back to that exact angle that you've put on the blade. But a 20-cent piece sitting flat on your blade, on your stone, with your blade like that, that will help you get that muscle memory. So a couple of 20-cent pieces, guys, just to get your muscle memory built up to keep that edge at the right angle. Well, guys, I got my stone. I said that's the 1000 side to start with. It's been soaking in some soapy water, so it is nice and lubricated. Got a Kershaw knife here, just going to give it a touch up. What I'm going to do, I said the 20-cent piece will help you get that muscle memory, but I've got that pretty much sorted. So I'm starting here, hands sitting on the blade nice and firmly, but not over tight, and just a full sweep. What I do is about 6. Do that about 6 times, turn it over, do the other side 6 times. Obviously, it depends how much work the knife's going to need as to how much you're going to do that. So you're just working the whole length of the blade. Trying to do the same amount of sweeps on each side. Give that a wipe on a rag there. Yeah, that's getting a bit of an edge on it. That's actually getting quite sharp. What I do, just the old paper test this to see how I'm traveling. This will take the edge off the knife a little bit as well, but it will touch it up. And you can see that goes through that paper quite easily. That is a sharp knife. That is a safe knife. That will go through my fish very easily. So I just give it a couple more touch-ups. All right, that's knife has been done now on the 6000. Just going to re-dip it and put it here. Now you notice I've got it sitting on a bit of cloth here. The reason I've got that stone sitting on cloth, it stops it moving around a bit. Now, this is the 6000 side. This is for polishing. So once again, You'll hardly hear that. It's almost like rubbing that blade over a piece of clay. It's that smooth. All right, that's just polished that edge up a bit. And the final step for me, I use it through the quick stone. Just drag it through 3 or 4 times. The other thing, obviously, if you've got a good quality diamond stone, and it's not hard. People think that you're putting a lot of pressure on it. It is literally just touching that edge of the blade up. Once again, take the edge off my knife a little bit, but yep, that's very sharp, guys. I'm not putting any pressure on that blade. That I wouldn't want running down my arm. So that's a very simple tip on how to put an edge on a knife. As I said, a good quality stone. Don't scrimp on the money. This is a king stone. It's not a bad stone. It was only probably about 50, 60 bucks. So 6,000 on one side, 1,000 on the other. A good quality steel, some good quality knives to start with. Start with something like the Kershaw knives. A quality knife will last you. They are an investment. That is a very handy tool. As I said, just to put an edge back on a knife, done. That's ready for filleting. Guys, I hope that's helped everybody. Kill a couple of hours on a cold, wet, horrible day in Melbourne. I'm gonna sit here for the next couple of hours, watch some YouTube, and I'm gonna sharpen up all my knives. Have a great day, tight line. See you on the water soon.